Cruise is scheduled to resume August the 1st. It begs the question, should you even go cruising in 2020? Well, it's a simple answer. The answer is yes. In today's episode of the Lido Loca Cruise Show, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should go on a cruise this year. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lido Loca Cruise Show. My name's Tony. I'm your host. If you enjoy that cruising content, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of the episodes. Well, I can already hear the echoes in the distance. Tony, in yesterday's show, didn't you give us 5 reasons not to go cruising in 2020? Yes, I did. And look, let this be one of those moments where the light bulb comes on. When you're pushed to a decision, it's good to consider both sides. One of the challenges I see in today's world, in today's society, is a lot of times we're making decisions with only half the information. We're making tough decisions with only half the information, and it shouldn't be so in that cruise life. So yes, yesterday's Tony told you 5 compelling reasons not to cruise in 2020, and today's Tony is going to tell you 5 compelling reasons to cruise in 2020. It's not hard math, guys. There's just 2 sides to everything, and it's worth considering both and then making a decision. How about that? The number 1 reason you should cruise in 2020 is you're tired of being locked down. I think if you surveyed many of the people that are ready to cruise as soon as possible, one of the biggest reasons is because 2020 has been hard. It's been disruptive. We've been living a life that we've never lived, at least in my lifetime, where they're telling you to stay at home for extended periods of time, where you're uncertain about your health and safety. There's a lot of messages out there that are just unsettling. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that, again, is disruptive and not part of what we consider to be normal everyday life. And it's got a lot of people down in the dumps, honestly. It's got a lot of people chomping at the bit, a lot of people a little bit with cabin fever. And so, yeah, the best reason to go cruising when cruising resumes is just to get out and do something. Just to try to figure out a way to get back to normal. That's going to be a compelling reason to go cruising in 2020. The number 2 reason you should go cruising in 2020 is it's probably going to be the cleanest and most focused the cruise lines are going to be on passenger safety ever. That's not to say that cruise lines haven't been focused on cleanliness and passenger safety, but guess what? The spotlight of negative criticism has been illuminating the cruise line for the last 6 months. Whether it's fair or unfair, whether it's warranted compared to other industries, it don't really matter. The harsh reality is there's a whole group of people in the world looking at the cruise lines, calling them bad, and waiting to see what they do next. And the best way to combat that kind of negative energy is come back strong. You got one shot. I do believe that that's true. When cruising resumes again, all of the naysayers will have to be silenced by the robust cleaning and health protocols put in place by the cruise line. And so, yes, they're going to look to make sure that the cruises that happen when cruising starts again are the best, most clean, most healthy, most content cruising possible. So if you want to be treated like a king or queen when it comes to cruising, cruising in 2020 might be your golden opportunity. Number 3 reasons, a little interesting. You should go cruising in 2020 to keep cruising alive. Yes, the cruising industry, they are under pressure, had to scramble around, had to borrow money. They're doing everything they can do to stay afloat. And it's up to us, the consumer, the cruise lovers, to get back on cruise ships and to keep this industry strong. I know you didn't sign up for it. I didn't sign up to save an industry, but that's the reality. If you want cruises to continue, if you want to cruise in 2021, 2022, 2023, you better hope that somebody's getting on a cruise ship in 2020 to show that this industry is viable. And the cool thing is there's a lot of people that want to do it. And so, yeah, a great reason to get on a cruise ship in 2020 is to help the industry, to show that that cruise life means something to you and to be a part of that broader cruising community to keep cruising strong. Yeah, it's an appeal to community, but we got to do it. The number 4 reason to get on a cruise ship is because we need guinea pigs. Doesn't that have a negative connotation? No, let's break it down. It's a little heady, But in society, we take our cues from other people. That's one of the characteristics of society. You have a group of people watching another group of people, and they will take their cues from those people. So if people are saying something's bad, then you might not do it because other people think it's bad. But if something's good and people are out there doing it, saying that it's good, you're more likely to do it, so that we can help tamp down the concerns of other people that are just unsure. And so, yeah, it's not fun to be labeled a guinea pig. And again, a lot of people will use that in a negative connotation, but you could call it anything. You could call it early adopters, you could call it front runners, you could call it pioneers. But yes, a good reason to cruise in 2020 is if you want to be the person that leads the way, if you want to be a leader and show people that it's okay to cruise, this is the time. And the number 5 reason, this is purely selfish, the number 5 reason to go cruising in 2020 is there's going to be less people on the cruise ships. Woohoo! It's becoming more and more evident that the cruise lines will not be cruising at max capacity. A lot of cruise lines talking about cruising with a capacity of 50 or 60%. That means there's going to be more room on the cruise ship. And for cruise ship nerds like myself, I like it. I don't necessarily love the crowd, and if you're telling me I can go cruising with less people, I'm good with that. And that's really one of my favorite reasons for cruising in 2020. Combine that with the hypersensitivity and hyper-focus that's going to be on keeping things clean and safe. The fact that they're going to be doing that with a less amount of people, I'm good with it. So there you go. Compelling reasons to cruise, compelling reasons not to cruise. Where do you shake out on it? After the last video, a lot of people were saying, well, you've convinced me not to cruise. Well, how about this video? Did I turn your head? Let's continue that conversation in the comments. Why would you want to cruise in 2020? What's the most compelling reason? And what's your next cruise? Leave a comment. Thank you so much for stopping by. Show your support for the show by smashing that like button. Consider subscribing and watch another Lido Loca video. My name's Tony, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.